Indiana County Commissioner Mike Baker is with us this morning. Commissioner Ruddick not able to make it. Commissioner Hess, of course, is on the ballot for the spring primary, and so she cannot be on the air with us here today. So far, at least, Commissioner Baker, it's you. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Todd. Good morning, Indiana County. What is a beautiful day for Election Day, isn't it?
I'm telling you, this is indeed Election Day, and we can't ask for a more beautiful day. So let's see if we can get some beautiful people out there voting.
Absolutely. The polls opened about 2 hours ago, and I just want to remind people to get out there and vote, and then to just remind you again, you're going to be using the new voting machines for the very first time today. Voters are you're going to vote the same way that you always did by darkening the oval on the ballot, but the machines that do the scanning and the tabulating, they're brand new. They'll look the same and operate the same for you, but you'll just know that it's a little bit different. The machines are a little bit different, and of course there'll be a paper ballot. Also, you'll have the opportunity to vote on our alternative machines, which are usually there for disabled voters, but anybody can use them. And they also produce a paper ballot, but you vote on this by touching the screen. But it does print out a paper ballot that gets scanned then. So you'll notice that the new machinery is up and running. So. I would also like to just mention another thing about the unofficial votes that are going to be coming out tonight.
Okay.
As usual, the county is going to make periodic updates in the courthouse lobby so that people can follow the vote counts. But you need to know that with this new equipment, there is no method to connect the new voting equipment to outside computers or the internet or to any other type of device whatsoever. And that's done by design. It's intentionally built that way to ensure the integrity of the system. So we will be providing automatic updates, but we're going to have to do some manual running up and down the steps to make sure that those things get done. But they'll be available. So just be patient with us. So one good thing that I think that is going to happen tonight is that with the new machines, since our people that are in the precincts doing the work all day, we'll no longer have to count write-in ballots before they come into the courthouse. So we expect to be getting the equipment back into the courthouse much, much quicker than we have up until now. So maybe we'll have an early night tonight. I don't want to be over there till midnight. Like, so many other nights that we've had to do that. So.
Yeah. Well, as we think about this and where elections go from here in Indiana County, but this, of course, is another case where Indiana County was a step ahead of most of the other counties in the state in preparing for what is the governor's mandate that every county replace its voting machines. What is going to be the shelf life of these particular machines?
I would say probably in excess of 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and there could be some software changes and upgrades and so on along the way, but I think that we'll probably get at least 10 years out of these particular machines. And you're right when you said that Indiana County was on the kind of the leading edge of getting these machines. We did set money aside a couple of years ago anticipating that we might have to make this change. And so having set $2 million aside, we spent less than half of that to get done. And we have been a leader county, and we're going to be having a media event next Wednesday on the 29th at 2 o'clock with the Secretary of the Commonwealth. She's going to be coming up to Indiana County, and we're going to be highlighting Indiana County's experience with the new machines, and she'll have an opportunity to kind of review with us and with the people kind of how the first round went. So we're looking forward to that. We'll get more details out for it as we firm up the plans, but it'll be our pleasure as commissioners to host the Secretary of the Commonwealth.
That sounds like good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So you and Commissioner Ruddick not on the ballot for the fall. And so we'll have new commissioners after the election in November. Between now and then, though, there's a lot of work to be done. And you've got a summer full of activities.
We really do. We've got a lot of things going on. Workforce development is one of the most important things that's going on in Indiana County right now. We're in a position that we thought we'd never be in for quite a while, and that is we've got more jobs than we've got people to fill those jobs. Urban Outfitters recently posted their first warehouse laborers positions, and I think that there was about 50 of them that they put out in the first round, and so we're very anxious to make sure that we get people trained up I know that CareerLink has been working very hard to bring people together with those skill sets, together with those opportunities that are available. So we're really looking forward to that. So many other things that are going on. One thing I did want to mention, if you don't mind, is, and you know that I'm on the EMS task force for CCAP, and I'm going to be going down there on June 3rd. We have to finalize the recommendations of the task force to the entire membership on how best to sustain and support the operations of EMS in the Commonwealth. But I say all that just so that I can tell you that today is day 2 of EMS Week, 2019. It's the 45th year that we've been recognizing the work of our EMTs and medics and other medical personnel. And these are the ones that are engaged in the front line every day. And so if you don't mind, I just wanted to do a quick shout out to Citizens Ambulance, who covers most of Indiana County, and to Lifestat Ambulance, that covers Salzburg and Conemaugh and Young Township, and then Jefferson EMS, which is responsible pretty much for the upper tier of the county. So I just want to recognize all of you for the great work that you do. I don't know what we would do without you. And so in Indiana County this week, if you happen to run into an EMS person, make sure that you express your gratitude to them as best you can. Make sure that they know how much we appreciate what they do. They save so many lives over the years. And so thank you to our EMS providers from me personally and on behalf of the county.
Well, I know that's your background is with EMS, and certainly one of the best ways to thank them for their services is to become a member of Citizens Ambulance.
Exactly.
They'd love for you to do
I can't
that.
stress that enough. EMS all across Pennsylvania and around the nation is experiencing a crisis, as you know. It's a reimbursement and a sustainability crisis for the industry, and the task force and I'm on, as I said, is hoping to try to address some of those things. But hey, locally, if you can act locally by taking out a membership, I encourage you to do it. That's how the whole thing works. That's how it all comes together.
I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier, and that was Urban posting the first 50 jobs for the new site. Some people, when they heard that number, they were a little bit concerned because they said initially there would be 250 to 300 jobs. These are the first 50 that they're posting, but any reason for concern that their hopes or their plans are being scaled back a little bit, or is it just the normal process?
Not. This is like round one. You just heard the bell ring, just round one. And then I know that they've also been actively filling some of their management positions in the meantime as well. So those kind of jobs are also out there. So, but we're very early in the game here, and they're gonna ramp up very quickly to full staffing.
Yeah. As you look forward to the coming months, the summer months, and into the fall, because you'll still be in that commissioner's chair all the way through the end of the year. What are some of the other agenda items or some of the big things that you want to get accomplished here in these next 6 months?
Well, I know that there are some things we'd really like to move forward. I don't know if we can get them all accomplished in those 6 months, but one of the things that we really want to be on the cutting edge of is providing broadband and cellular service to areas of the county where that's severely lacking. And we had an opportunity to have a conference call with some folks from the governor's office last week that Commissioner Hess put together for us. And we're talking about having a meeting on the 26th of June here in Indiana County with members of the governor's team and DCED, where we can come together and figure out what we need to, where we're lacking with regard to broadband, and what are some of the ways and the tools that we can use to help move us forward there. There are, and you've heard us say this before on your show, that rural areas really suffer as a result of the lack of broadband, and we have students in our public schools who do have broadband internet capabilities during the day. They go home on the bus, but in order to accomplish getting their homework done, mom or dad drives them back to the school, and they get in the parking lot and hit the Wi-Fi so that they can get their homework done. And that puts rural Indiana County at a serious disadvantage, and we need to address that. So that's one of the things that's really out there on the plate right now, and I really would like to make a dent in that before the end of the year. Mm-hmm. So we'll see where that goes. But with the help of the governor's office and with the help of some other folks in the legislature, maybe we'll be able to move something forward.
Yeah. Okay. So that's one of the big things you'll be working on.
One of the big things.
And of course, there are all kinds of issues that commissioners confront, and certainly with a new board of commissioners coming in, and the idea of setting the table for them, I'm sure there are other things that you'll be working on over the summer that we might not hear so much about, but that new board will come in and hopefully it will be set for them, and they'll have a course that they can follow, or maybe they want to go in a different direction. But, the job is still there to be done over the course of the next 6 months.
No, that's exactly right. And hopefully that'll just be a seamless transition. There's always a little bit of a transition time that comes in there. But my goal as commissioner, I know Commissioner Ruddick as well, and Commissioner Hess, is our goal is to make sure that the next team of commissioners that comes in here, the table is set for them. We want to leave them in a strong financial position. We want to make sure that all the things that we should be doing with regard to workforce development and so on are easily transferable to their care. And we're more than happy, whoever becomes the next Board of Commissioners, to sit down with them and mentor them and help them through so that they understand that they can hit the ground running whenever they first come in. And, hey, I think it's going to be fine.
He's Indiana County Commissioners Chairman Mike Baker joining us here this morning on Indiana in the Morning. Fox News is coming up next. Anything else folks need to know about things coming up?
Memorial Day, you're going to find our courthouse is closed, so don't come over that day.
Okay. Got you there. But everything else is business as normal.
Absolutely.
Thanks, sir. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160 and 101.1 FM. And Fox News Indeed is coming up next.